in all of it, going back, the UK needs cooks and cleaners. Okay, it doesn't need young men who want to sit on state benefits. All right, it needs cooks and cleaners. So if you're a cook or a cleaner out there, okay, and you're in a developing country, yeah, apply to Britain. Why not? Yeah, we'd love you. Loads of Filipino nurses, absolutely 100% welcome. I volunteered in a care home for 4 years. They're the most wonderful people you can meet. They are 100% caring. They still believe in God, yeah, and they're nice, yeah. Okay, so we're over civilized, all right. Okay, this place, I would say, civilization-wise, is just right. It's like we were, yeah, where you can actually do things, you can actually make decisions, you can get on with things, yeah. And no, I would say Thailand, all Thailand would have to be is a little bit cooler, all right? Not cool as in, hey, the farms, but cool as in like the weather, just a couple of degrees cooler, all right? And also flies, mosquitoes. But I think I'm judging this on when the Americans dug the Panama Canal. All right, when the Americans dug the Panama Canal, they went down there and they suffered huge losses of people due to malaria. Anyway, so they had to give up for a bit, and then they, one of these sort of go-getter business guys came in, and he said to the head of operations, it was his sort of like D'Souza looking character. And he said, the first thing you've got to do down there is deal with the mosquitoes, because he said to him, one of them might bite you. Yeah. And what they did, the Americans, was went down there and they dealt with the mosquito problem. All right. Okay. So they sprayed DDT everywhere. Once that was solved, then American employees could get on with the work. All right. It takes years to build up malaria resistance, all right? So somebody coming down from, say, I don't know, the Midwest, they used to use what were called steam shovels there. Somebody coming down from the Midwest, a steam shovel operator, he's not going to have any malaria resistance at all. So what they did was dealt with the malaria, and they dug the Panama Canal, which I don't get involved in American politics, but there's some discussion over the Panama Canal. I thought the Americans owned the canal zone, but obviously they've given that away. Anyway, if you are American, watch this. Let me know what the situation there is. All right. Now, so Thailand is expanding. Okay, they're not over civilized. I think. So far as malaria, dengue fever is concerned, the highest risk of that is in, so far as malaria is concerned, is in areas on the border, all right, because they're highly forested, they're not developed. And in all of it, that's where you would risk getting malaria, all right, okay, places like Pattaya, Bangkok, Khon Kaen, Chiang Mai are not high risk malaria, but this is at your own discretion, all right? And I am not telling you you will not become unwell if you go to any place. It's all at your own risk, all right? So, but generally the consensus is you're going to be okay. A lot of flies here, but I think that would also be solved with their economy if it expands more, because infrastructure, the infrastructure here is fine. There's an ambulance service, police service, Royal Thai Police are a great bunch. You can, if you are a Farang here foreigner, you can volunteer and help them. Okay, and the tourists, you can join the tourist police as a volunteer, where you get a beret, black uniform, flak jacket, the whole shooting match, you know what I mean? And if you've got the right physique, you're going to look Jack the Lad, aren't you? Strutting up and down Walking Street or wherever. All right, so you can do that. Okay, so the Thai police are very good. It ranges from ordinary policing to plainclothes, this, that, and the other. You got the fire brigade, what the Americans call the fire department. Um, it's the same infrastructure as you got at home. And when you go to non-tourist Thailand, I mean, I went to a place called Mahacha, which is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Unbelievable. But it's a town which is a fish cannery town. Okay, so when you walk past the fish cannery at night, in the evening, they're all queuing up, clock out. The old, street food vendors are waiting outside, and that's a great economy because you've got people there who, I think, what you've got with Thai people is if you live in an industrial city like Mahachai, yeah, which is on a river, beautiful. Okay, there is work there, so you can get a job at the fish cannery. Okay, seemed to be this thing in the 80s in the West, where if you weren't a yuppie, if you weren't a banker, if you weren't a real estate guy or an estate agent, as we call it in the UK, you were an underachiever. Right? Okay, even though I'm graduate educated, I am the underachiever. Yeah, I mean, what load of hogwash, absolute right wing capitalist crap. Yeah, okay, but like I said, I don't do. It just demonizes people, doesn't it? I don't do left wing now. I've left it, but there's still hangovers with me. Underachiever? I don't think so. I mean, if you take Thailand, yeah, if you work in that fish cannery, okay, you can start off as, I don't know, sticking labels on or whatever, and you work your way up to foreman, can't you? All right, or go on to management, or work your way up to the office, yeah, or do the payroll. There's opportunities there, and by that fish cannery being there, Thai people have a stake in things, okay? They have a place in society, and they all look very happy with their lives, coming and going to work, etc. Remember, I mean, things like health and safety are across the board now worldwide. So, I would say this place is up and coming. All right, okay. It's got an expanding economy. I don't know what the UK economy is. I mean, the pound is at an appalling level to other currencies. I mean, I've come to Thailand for a three-week holiday. Yeah, okay. Um, and it's great to be here. But also, I would like to go to the USA. I can't afford to go there because I've got relatives who live in Illinois. So if I stayed at the top of the state in Chicago, I could stay in a hostel and just afford that. But as soon as I would travel down, and I'd have to go by the Greyhound bus, which is fine, I have to stay in B&B, and they're £60 a night. I can't afford that. I can afford this place, but I can't afford America. Yeah, because it's too expensive. I'm not spending a night on the street, and the flight there isn't so much as here. It's sort of just over half the time. I certainly wouldn't be able to afford to stay in New York or even eat in New York. Yeah. I mean, I watch these Gordon Ramsay things. They're paying $20 for a meal. I don't have the money for that. That's about £15, £16 a meal. Don't have the money for it. So America, I mean, people used to say, oh, the flight's there, but it's all right when you get there. And what happens now is the flight's cheaper than coming here, but it's not all right when you get there financially. All right. I mean, I'm not interested in American politics. I don't take any sides over it whatsoever. So America, yeah, it's a possible visit, but I can't afford it. All right, it's too expensive, and it's not the getting there; it's the being there. All right. So yeah, going back, Thailand, fully civilized. Okay, they're at a point in their civilization where it works. Okay, it works here. Okay, so when the police come out,